Who told y'all that the game is missing Drake? Huh? Who told y'all that? But before we get into that, since the wind done blew you my way, do me a solid. Subscribe, like, comment, share with the homies, share with your peers. Let them know that what Chubb say is on at this particular moment. We trying to grow this channel, and I need y'all help to do that. I'm trying to get that little silver plaque so I can put it back there and I can continue to pump out great content that I know that y'all want to hear and debate with me while y'all typing things up. You feel me? So let's get into that. Now, who told y'all that the game was missing Drake? Right? See, I think when people start to talk like that, I think they like simply forget what Drake has brought to the game and how consistent Drake has been throughout his whole entire career. And at this particular moment, everybody is trying to jump on this bandwagon, jump on this train and trying to tell us that the game is missing Drake. The game is gone bad because the game ain't got Drake. It ain't no longer fun. The clubs ain't jumping the way that it needs to be jumping because Drake is no longer creating music the way that he used to or that he should be. And they think it's because of the Kendrick Lamar beef and how Kendrick Lamar smacked him up. I don't think that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to give y'all some facts that will kind of help us like really shape like why the game ain't missing Drake. And the reason why I think the game ain't missing Drake is because Drake ain't go nowhere. Where have Drake gone? Drake has not given us a break since the beef, before the beef. And I'm sure he ain't going to give us a break after he dropped Iceman, right? I think what true fans or listeners or new listeners who are adapting that mindset and saying that the game is missing Drake, I think they just have a really hard time with really like soaking it, letting it soak in that he just lost the battle. And everything that Drake has been dropping just ain't been sticking. So Drake ain't really go nowhere. It's just whatever used to stick ain't sticking because he got exposed, right? And so the fact that Kendrick Lamar has evolved himself, and I hate the fact that whenever we mention Drake, we got to mention Kendrick, right? I don't like it, and I'm only doing this for this video purpose because Drake, again, is a genius when it comes to creating music. But what I am saying is Kendrick exploded. Kendrick went through the roof. I'm talking about Grammy nominations, right? I'm talking about tours, sold out tours, worldwide tours. We talking about arena tours at that. We talking about Billboard charts. We talking about all types of things that has been happening to this man and what he has done, right? Kendrick Lamar was already phenomenal, but after defeating the man that was sitting on the throne, it kind of skyrocketed that, and then that's what kind of made people feel like this don't feel right. But we'll get to that later. But I want to talk about this whole thing that the game is missing Drake. Drake ain't go nowhere, and I'm gonna show y'all by reading some facts where y'all came up with this. I don't know where y'all came up with this, but let's start, man. So Drake's career kind of started around, I'm gonna go with the 2006. So Drake has dropped in 2006 Room for Improvement, which was the unofficial mixtape. He dropped the Comeback in 2007. He dropped the Brand New, which was in 2008. He dropped the So Far Gone. Phenomenal body of work, classic, Best I Ever Had was on that. He kind of went on a run, right? 2010, he dropped Thank Me Later. 2011, he dropped Take Care. 2012, he dropped, it says The Motto, but I don't know what that is. But apparently he did something on that. 2013, he dropped another classic body of work, in my opinion. Nothing Was the Same. 2004, he did the 0 to 100 song and the catch up song. What else did he do? 2015, Trapper Drake came out of nowhere. He gave us If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Thank you to Quentin Miller. We appreciate your efforts on that work. 2016, he dropped Views. 2017, he dropped More Life. 2018, he dropped Scorpion. 2019, he dropped Care Package. 2020, he dropped Dark Lane demo tapes. 2021, he dropped CLB. 2022, he dropped Honestly Nevermind. And he dropped Hurt Loss. So he dropped 2 in 2022. 2023, he dropped For All the Dogs. 2024, he dropped 100 Gigs. 2025, he gave us some sexy songs for you, whatever that joint project is, with Party Next Door. And in between that, he gave us 100 Gigs, which had some singles on there. I'm gonna run down the singles list right quick. He dropped Housekeeping Knows with Lotto. He dropped It's Up. He dropped the song What Did I Miss? That was a good song, right? Where the heck did Drake go? He went nowhere. This man is known for being consistent, and we are afraid to just say anything that this man has dropped from the beef to now just hasn't stuck, right? He gave us Nokia, right? Which I think they just kind of shoved that down our throats. I don't think it's a good record. Nokia gets no play in my car. Nokia and any family get together gatherings that I have been to, I haven't heard the record, but I just think we just have a hard time saying whatever this man has dropped, it just ain't stick. Drake plays an important role in hip hop. I'm not gonna be the one to say that the game don't need him. I'm gonna be the one to say he ain't go nowhere. He just need to drop better music. And everybody is in this uproar and they saying a whole bunch of stuff about, oh, don't jump on the bandwagon now that Drake is coming back, and Iceman this and Iceman that. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not excited about this project. It's not to say that I'm not going to be up listening to it, but I'm not going to rush to it, because Drake hasn't really been giving me consistent body of work since Views, right? And anything after that to me just hasn't been really good, right? And I'm not saying he hasn't dropped any bangers as far as singles, or he hasn't had a couple of features and stuff like that. But what I am saying is Drake has not dropped a great body of work since Views. So for me to be super duper excited about this, I'm not. I'm going to be real. I wasn't super excited about a Drake project before the Kendrick beef. I'm not super excited after it. I'm going to be real, because he's been giving us the same tired subject matter, that same boring flow, that Afrobeat stuff that's been played out coming from him, right? It just don't sound good. It just doesn't sound good. Right? But he's had some things that stick. That What Did I Miss record is really good. I really like that record. Have I gone back to it? No. And the thing that I don't like is when people are saying that the game is missing Drake, as if hip hop hasn't been dropping some really, really great body of work. Conway the Machine dropped a fire body of work that still gets replay value. Wale dropped probably arguably one of the best hip hop albums of 2025. Clips dropped. Dot dropped, right? The GNX. There's some other people that dropped some great body of work. We had Kanye West that just dropped a great body of work, right? I don't get the notion of where we getting that the game need Drakes. I don't know what you're expecting out of this, right? And I know it's just the algorithms and people are just talking about this, but y'all tell me, and like, what has this man dropped? He's dropped music videos that ain't stick. Like, nothing is sticking to the wall. And with this 100 gig thing and him throwing out Lucy's, I think a lot of those records was finna be on Iceman, but it just didn't stick. Right? I even think the rollout to me was just like, what are we doing here? You gonna drop a pack of ice and the game is going crazy and you gonna drop it? To me, listen, this ain't hating on Drake. I really do hope this project Iceman does really, really, really good. But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what to expect from Drake. And I don't know if it's going to be good. Like, we're at that point where, well, let me say me. I'm at that point where I don't know what this man is going to drop. Do I think they're going to shove a single down our throats? Of course they are. Do I think this man is going to continue to break records? Of course they are. Drake has been obsessed with beating this Michael Jackson, I'm MJ thing. Let me, first and foremost, my brother, you're Drake. You're going to sell regardless. Your name alone. Right? I think there was a song where he says something about, it's an old record, where he says, I can sell a blank disc. Like, he's at that point where this is what you can do. Your name itself is going to open up doors and sell out concerts. You work hard for that, my brother. So yes, it's going to sell. Yes. It's going to sell. It's going to go through the roof. You're going to break the Michael Jackson record. You're going to get another #1. You're going to have the most streamings on Spotify and Apple Music and wherever else people stream. Your videos is going to go 10, 20,000 billion views. Listen, the name speaks for itself. You put that work in, my brother. And I just don't understand, what is it that we're missing? Drake has been here. I just gave you guys a rundown list from 2006 from all the way to 2026. This man has been dropping songs and albums and features and joint albums. Where did he go? Nothing has stuck. Nothing has stuck. So, for me, while everybody is trying to tear down Kendrick Lamar at this particular moment, and everybody's trying to create content and trying to say, hey, yo, man, I don't think, I don't want nobody that was sitting on Dot's team to come jump on X, Y, and Z and all of this other stuff. Listen, man, ain't nobody scared of Drake. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's afraid of Drake. Nobody has to move their dates. Well, yeah, they do, because that date belongs to Drake. But what I'm saying is, like, we not afraid of this dude. Like, I miss Drake dropping great music. That's what the game has been missing. Drake dropping great music. But the game ain't missing Drake. Drake has been here. Drake has been one of the most talked about artists within the last 2 years. Him and Kendrick, right? Cole drops a tape. Y'all make it about Drake. So this man has been talked about. And so I just don't understand this whole Drake and fun and all of this other stuff. He's created fun records and it ain't stick. Stupid dance moves that don't stick. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not excited about this project, but I am going to give it a listen, and I am going to review it, and I am going to sit with it. And I hope it's a really good album, because Drake is a really talented artist, right? And I think anything that he touches, it goes to gold, but not just because it's good, because it's his name. Michael Jackson dropped Invincible. I guarantee you there's a low number of individuals that can name records off of that Invincible album other than Butterflies and Rock My World. But it sold, right? And the world went crazy because Michael Jackson put in that work. You understand me? See, the reason why GNX for Kendrick Lamar was so good and it was so impactful, it was because he followed up with great records, right? He gave us great records. He gave us Luther. He gave us Squabble Up. He gave us Not Like Us. He gave us, oh my gosh, the record where he was rapping like Tupac. I don't know. It was just great records through and through. Great production. Turn the TV Off was on there. He did the Super Bowl, and people are going to say, oh, if it wasn't for Drake, he wouldn't have done the Super Bowl, but he did it. He had the amazing year. He came up on top, right? And Dot delivered. Every feature from then, Dot has delivered. To me, Aubrey has not delivered. Everything that he's thrown out, it just hasn't stuck. Nokia went #1 because they shoved it down our throats. I don't know anybody that's listening to Nokia, but I'm sure they are, right? Listen, man, these are my words. These are my thoughts. If you agree with me, if you don't, music is subjective. Iceman is coming out this Friday. I'm not excited, like I said, but I hope we're getting Nothing Was the Same type Drake. I hope we're getting 40 on this project. I know there's some rumors floating around about Future being on the project and all this other stuff. I don't know. I'm not hype over it. But I will say this. The game hasn't been missing Drake. We've been missing great music from Drake, and Drake has not been delivering good music lately. But we'll see what Iceman does, right? Thank y'all for tuning in to What Would Chubb Say. I appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Let me know your thoughts on this. We can go back and forth. We're a family, right? This is what we do. We talk. This is what we do right here, you heard? We're signing off, man. Thank you, guys.